Hey, Victor, thank you very much. Yes, Deuce McAllister joins me here from the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. And Deuce, I have a game plan here. I think the Saints should play on Thursdays the rest of the year. What do you think?
Well, I'll take Thursday, I'll take Sunday night and Monday night. Anything that's remotely close to 12 and 4 o'clock, we don't want anymore. That's the new petition.
That's right. We saw it last year with Carolina, and then this year against Atlanta. And you look at the numbers. Sean Payton now 13-4 lifetime against the Atlanta Falcons. And I know it's not him. It's been a run for this football team. But what is it about Atlanta that seems to bring out the best in these Saints?
Well, I think it's not only just the Saints and Sean, but I think it's just the mentality. I think it's the mentality that they have to go out and play, and knowing them so well. And I think it plays a little bit against Atlanta, thinking that we hadn't had a lot of success against this team, particularly when Coach Payton is there. And so you want to beat them. And it's a true rivalry, and you want to be nice to them, but you have supreme confidence that you can beat them.
Let's jump on the offensive side of the ball first and talk about the opening drive that really, to me, set the tone for this football game. They want to start strong, and they did that tonight.
They definitely did. I mean, to be able to go and be able to take that opening kickoff and really set the tone and show Atlanta that they were going to have to play for a full 4 quarters and not just the fourth quarter, I think that meant a lot. And, obviously with the turnovers that they were able to be able to get, particularly in the red zone. I mean, that's huge. Maybe between, to stop them before, but to get those type of turnovers and set that tempo and set that, that tone that you're going to have to come and play, I think it was huge for them.
Obviously the best night the offense has had, or the best game the offense has had so far this year. How can you point to why it worked tonight opposed to the first 5 games?
Well, I think it was just execution. I think some points in those earlier games there was maybe a holding or an offsides or a false start or a drop pass. They had a few. Now it wasn't a clean game. Not totally clean, because there were times where your quarterback got hit on some throws and there was some drops, and you didn't have a ton of penalties. But offensively, I think it was clean for a lot of different reasons. I don't know how much dialed back the game plan was, but there were some opportunities where they went stretched the field, but then it was mainly dink and dunk underneath stuff, and some of that may have been because of the offensive line. You're playing with a guy that you just signed, less than 2 weeks ago. So they've got to get better. They've got to get healthy, but it was a great way to be able to win a game on Thursday night.
You mentioned the offensive line. I mean, how impressive was that to you? They've had so many injuries. They played these young guys, and they stepped up tonight. Well,
they stepped up. They've gained some confidence. Guys that have not been in your program long, but guys that have stepped in and played. It only bodes well for, one, your overall depth, and to say, hey, look, we can go out and believe in this guy and give him a full playbook. So, I think they'll continually improve. Hopefully they get healthy, because that'll help them for that run that they'll have to make. But, if they can continue to improve week by week and just look at it from that standpoint, they have a chance to get out of that hole at the end.
Good news offensively, good news defensively. You got to really target Cam Jordan. Comes in with 1 sack, has 3 tonight, forces a fumble, the big play at the end of the game. A breakout game for him.
Well, not only Cam, but I think overall defensively. I mean, up front, they could not block him. Atlanta could not block that defensive line, whether it was the quote-unquote, NASCAR package or just, your power with some of the other guys in there. It was impressive. And, to see the secondary have the success that they had as well, Bro was mainly matched up, one-on-one a lot, and he did well. You would expect Julio to really put up better numbers, but if it wasn't numbers that hurt you, and so there's still some things that they have to clean up. I know from 20 to 20, they don't want to give up as many yards, but when they have clamped down the last 2 weeks, when they have gotten in the red zone, whether it was interceptions or turnovers or fumbles, so they've showed improvement. Now it's to cut back on so many yardage.
Offensively good, defensively good, special teams. 10 years after, Steve Gleason has the play of the series, of the rivalry between the Falcons and the Saints. Michael Monty, Mandeville kid, comes up with the block punt and the touchdown. I mean, that must have sent chills through a lot of Saints fans, including you.
That's an eerie feeling. I mean, to see that happen, to see it be on that end, and a homegrown kid who's probably lived that moment and thought about it. I mean, it's special. It's special, and for your special teams coordinator to have, the guts to call it, to call for a block, particularly up the middle, and then it happened in that way. And I mean, I know Atlanta, in their mind, they're thinking, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. And I don't know if you can draw it up any better. I don't know if you can draw it up any better, and just to be able to give that team that little that it needed and say, we're going to win this game, I think it was definitely a part of it.
The one thing that was better was seeing Steve Gleason on the Jumbotron react to that play. I mean, how amazing is he, the energy he still has, the enthusiasm, and the fact that he was here to see that tonight?
Well, he's a special person. He's a special player, and, the emotions that he's able to show and give, and, just to hear his thoughts, to hear him still be as active as he is, it's pretty special. I mean, Steve he wasn't the biggest guy, he wasn't the fastest guy, but you knew what you were going to get every Sunday, and he was going to give everything that he had. He was going to leave it on the field.
Deuce, the 10-year stronger program here, Mercedes-Benz puts it on. The Saints fans voted the 4 best plays, I believe, in franchise history. Gleason's was number 1. Yours was number 2, your record touchdown against the Packers, and they honored that tonight. Just what does that mean for the fans to have voted that for you, and what does that play bring back memory-wise for you?
Well, for me personally, just to be a part of it, that program, 10 years stronger, just honoring what this city has been through since Katrina, and to be able to be a part of the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, and for Gleason to have a moment like that, and the team to have a moment like that, and then to be able to come back and relive it, think about it, it's special. And for me to score, it really was me getting in the end zone, but it was those other 10 guys up front. Because those offensive linemen, they don't get the credit. The fullback, he doesn't get the credit, but they made it happen. And they are the ones that kept me clean, helped me to be able to score those, and so I'm just happy to be able to share it with those fans.
No doubt about it. Special night for Gleason, for you. Let's talk about this football team moving forward. Last year they beat the Packers. They turn around, they win the Thursday night game against Carolina. You think they're going to have all this momentum, and it doesn't work out that way. What can they learn from last year? I know that's a lot of new guys in that locker room, but what can they take from not building off it last year that maybe they can do it this year?
We've been down that road before. So the guys that have been down that road, they need to show them the way. And this is not how you do it. You think about the victory that you had 2 weeks, and then you go on the road and not play so well. Have that freshly in your mind. So you have to go out and work and compete even harder this week, just because you're coming off a win and you're trying to get your second win. So you never want to get too high, you never want to get too low as far as emotions are concerned, but I definitely think that they're hopefully on the right track, but we won't see until next Sunday. You got a couple extra days to get healthy, get well, get healed, so hopefully we can get some of those injured guys back, and a good showing in a couple weeks.
Well, time will tell. As always, we appreciate your time and look forward to seeing you down the road. Enjoy this victory.
Thank you.
All right, Deuce McAllister, the best running back in New Orleans Saints history. We'll have much more here from the Dome. Drew Brees one-on-one, and a few other players here outside the Saints locker room. For now, back to you guys in the Louisiana Cat Studios.